Welcome to the another video of ELISA. So in this video we will be discussing about the direct and indirect ELISA. What are the types of ELISA? Uh, Majorly it is classified into three types: non-competitive, competitive, multiple and the portable. So the non-competitive again divided into three parts: direct, indirect and sample. So in this video we'll only discuss about the direct and indirect ELISA. First is direct ELISA. It's the simplest form of the ELISA to determine high molecular weight antigen. Coated antigen or antibody detected by enzyme target antigen antibody, useful for the qualitative or quantitative antigen detection in a sample, antibody screening and epitope mapping. Since only one antibody is involved, there is no secondary antibody with the cross reactivity. Assay can be performed in less amount of time. The immunoreactivity of the primary antibody might be adversely affected by labeling with enzymes. The labeled primary antibody is not commonly used, so labeling primary antibodies for specific ELISA system is necessary when we use the direct ELISA. So in ELISA, how is the procedure? Yeah, what is the procedure is? So antigen is diluted in a buffer. So carbonate or bicarbonate buffer or neutral PBS is used. So the buffer contain no other proteins that might compete with the target antigen for the attachment to the plastic solid phase. Then we will incubate at 37 degrees followed by washing. Antibody conjugated with the enzyme can now be added. So the conjugated antibody contains a substance that inhibits passive adsorption of protein but that still allows immunological binding. So substances added at a high concentration to compete for the solid phase site with the antibody protein, and they are termed as the blocking agents. Then again incubate at 37 degrees Celsius followed by washing. Now we add the substrate or the substrate chromogen. So the objective here is to develop the color reaction through the enzymatic catalyst. After that we add the inhibiting reactant. The color is quantified by the use of spectrophotometer reading. So the direct ELISA, the solid plate is there which is coated by the antigen, and the antigen coated on this well by the passive adsorption method. Now the antibody conjugated with enzyme is added and incubated with the antigen, followed by incubation and washing. And the third step we will add the substrate or chromophore, and the color is developed, which is given by a signal detected by the ELISA readers. In indirect ELISA, it is similar to the direct ELISA, but there is a secondary antibody which is involved. So in this, the added antibodies are not labeled with the enzyme but are themselves targeted by the antibodies which are linked to the enzyme. So the coated antigen detected in two stages. First, the unlabeled primary antibody, which is antigen specific, and then second is the enzyme labeled secondary antibody bind to the first antibody. So what steps involved in this? So antigen is diluted in a buffer, then it is incubated at 37 degrees Celsius followed by washing. Then there is addition of the unlabeled detecting antibodies, and this prevent the non-specific attachment of protein and antiserum to solid phase, followed by again incubation and washing. Then there is addition of the conjugate, that is the enzyme label. Then again we incubate and wash, and substrate chromophore is added to the bound conjugate. Color develops, the reaction is stopped, and we can read it by using the ELISA reader. So the solid plate, on that antigen is coated by the passive adsorption followed by the incubation, and then we add the sample. Sample contain the primary antibody, then again we incubate and wash, and then anti-species antibody conjugate with the enzyme is added and incubated it and washed, and later the substrate is added and the color develops. Thank you so much. Kindly like, share and subscribe the channel.